You can all say hi. Alright, so we are talking about the line of best fit. So line of best fit sounds exactly, or is exactly what it sounds like. It is a line of best fit for our scatter plot. So remember our scatter plots with all the dots everywhere that we talked about last lesson? So the line of best fit is we're trying to put a linear line, a straight line to those dots. So we've had to check last lesson we talked about checking about whether it was linear data or non-linear data. So if we've said, yep, it's linear data, then we can go on to making a line of best fit. Alright, so there are two ways we can do this. We can do line of best fit by eye and the least squares regression line. So line of best fit by eye is exactly what it sounds like. We're just going to do it by eye. So what do we think would be some benefits and some problems with this?
Might not be accurate.
Yep, good. So there's lots of error, or room for error.
It's quicker though.
Yeah. Yep, good. But it can be really quick and just go, oh, yep, sort of like right there. All right. So what we've got here is, yep. So this is our scatter plot, and we said, oh yeah, they're sort of going in this general direction. We've drawn a line, and then we've got to find the equation of that line, and that's how we can find the equation of that data. Does that make sense? All right, so we'll go through an example. Where did my right paper go? All right, so using the same points you guys have got on your sheet. So mine will be a little bit rough. Alright, this is probably a little bit rough, but I'm trying to make it fairly similar to what's on your page. Alright, so this is meant to be the same scatter plot as that. We'll just go with it. Alright, so we've got our scatter plot, we've got our data, we've drawn this or we've been given this. Now we need to fit a line to our data. So we can already tell that our line is going to be what? Positive or negative? It's definitely got to be negative. We're not going to draw a line like this because that's not showing what the data is showing. Alright, we can see it's going down, so then we've got to work out where it fits best. If you have a clear ruler, it makes it heaps easier because you can actually see through the ruler. Alright, but unfortunately I don't have a clear ruler. So generally what you've got to try to do is you need to try and get as many points on the line, but also an even amount on both sides. So even if you've got, say you've got 4 down here in a perfect straight line, putting a line there isn't going to be a good representation of the data, even if you can get 4 little dots on the line. Does that make sense? Yep. So we want it to sort of be in the middle of the data. If we can get 3 or 4 lines on that, perfect. 3 or 4 dots on that, perfect. But if we can't, that's okay. So try and get at least 2, because if we can get at least 2, then it's really easy for us to be able to get our equation. So I'm going to say, so if we went here, we could get a few dots on, but we're going to end up with a lot more above the line than we would below the line. So it's not a good representation of the data. Does that make sense? Yep. So I would say. That, only because I've drawn it before, I don't know where they're meant to be. Alright. And because it's not an exact line, you can just draw it as a dotted line. Because we're just showing that it's an approximation. Alright, so that would be our line. So that wasn't very good because I must have drawn some of the dots in the wrong spot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, why have I got 5? Because I've done it with the wrong line. Oh, I'm a goose. 3 and 10. Oh, there is one at 3 and 10. Okay, sorry if I confused you. I was trying to know what dots they were because I've already done it. Those ones. Is this sort of making sense?
Yeah.
Yep, cool. Alright, so we've got through 2 dots there. We've got a dot here and a dot there. Yeah? Alright, so can we see with our line, we've got 4 on one side and 4 on the other. Now when you do it, don't move your dots. I just did it because I did it roughly. Alright, so if we can get more than that on the line, that's good. If you can't, that's okay. If there is, say, an odd number of dots, it's okay to have 4 on one side and 3 on the other, just as long as we don't end up having 5 and 2. So try and keep it within 1 or 2 dots that are different on each side. Alright, so now that we've done that and we've got our line, how do we find the equation of this line?
Use the 2 dots and the position.
Yep. So what would we do? You're right.
Coordinates.
Yep, the coordinates. So what's our first set?
25 and like 1 point something.
Oh,
1 point something and 25.
I'd say that's
One.
along with that one.
Yeah.
That's right on the 1.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, but remember the 1 has to go first
Yeah.
because that's our x. So we've got 1 and 25. And what would our second lot be?
8,
3 and 10.
Yep, 3 and 10. Alright, so we've got these two. What do we do now? Yep, put them into m. What's my m equation? Yay, we're talking this week. I'm not scary anymore or something? Alright, what do I do now?
Sub in the
Before I sub in,
Label them.
label them. Yep. What's this one?
X1, Y1, X2, Y2.
So labeling them is just as important as showing you're working out. It's the same sort of thing. You show you're working out so that you can pick up your mistakes. You label them so that you can pick up your mistakes in here. Alright? Get into good habits. Alright, so what have we got? Oh, we are awesome. 10 take 25 over.
2.
Yep, and we can leave that as a fraction. Or you can simplify it. Yeah, just believe in negative. Alright, what would we do next?
Find C.
Yes, good. We'll do that in a different colour. We're going to find C. How would we find C? Yep.
Subbing all the things.
M and X and Y.
Yep.
25.
1. Negative 15 and 2. And 1.
Yep, good. What would I do?
Move the 15 and 2.
Yep, how would I move it?
Plus it on each side.
Yep, good, plus, we've got the negative in front. Alright, you can plug that into your calculator if you don't want to do that in your head. And I can tell you because my head's super good at maths and I'm definitely not looking at a sheet of paper. So 32.5 or 32 and a half. And our very, very, very last step.
I'll put it into y equals x plus 3 just on this.
Yep. Y equals,
Negative 52 x plus 32 plus 5.
yay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do we need another example? No, we're all good. We're all good with the line. That's really the new part. You guys have done lots of this. So the new part's all good. Are you good, Claire? Hope so. All right. There is another one which we had on the sheet, which was called least squares regression, but we'll do that on Monday. So otherwise we'll run out of time. All right. Good stuff. Bye, Claire.